In my journey of life, I've realized that a lot of people are stuck where they don't want to be. Some are employed, yet they don't even have the passion for what they're doing. Some are unemployed and depressed. People, young and old, it is time to wake up. There's no such thing as stuck. Wake up and make a difference. AKANYA. Think outside the box. God gave you that idea for a reason. He put it in your head for a purpose. That talent, yes, that very one is meant to feed you. Here are people who are working on their dreams, on their legacies, a day and night. Please learn from them and work on your very own. The show is called AKANYA. Think, AKANYA, imagine the authentic you. Welcome all of you to AKANYA. Think, AKANYA, imagine the authentic you. I met a young man, a very interesting young man who is very, very passionate in farming. He actually came here to help me with my small garden, and I had a little interview with him. It is amazing, trust me. If you are passionate about farming or you're still building the passion like I am, you're going to learn quite a lot. I was just left jaw dropped. Enjoy. Piggy.
Huh?
Piggy.
Okay. But as we haven't selected, right?
Hi Elvis.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us about yourself.
Nice to meet you. I'm Elvis from I almost mentioned from Terry Trekking. It's the company that I'm involved with. Elvis, a young person who is passionate about farming. I would say this passion is life. That comes with farming, and in short, farming is life. There is nothing you can do without farming. Currently, I'm involved with a company called Terry Trekking, and I'm just visiting here, giving advices about farming tips and all this. I would say I'm an organic farming enthusiast, and yet at the same time, I've done a lot of organic farming related courses and concept implementation. So in the meantime, if the people would like advice regarding what to farm, segmentations of their farm, the resources that they have, what they can do with what they have, and who to go to, I would say I can advise here and there. I can give you basic overall overview of the market trend of Botswana regarding farming and the challenges associated with farming. So basically just that, and most of the other things I wouldn't really put a tag on or a class on what I can offer you, but it will depend on what you as a farmer, is aspiring farmer, what you want. And then I will take it from there, because other challenges are new, they keep cropping up. We have to adapt and live amongst them and try to find a solution out of that. So I would say that in short, I'm Elvis, a young farmer, by passion, by heart. So far, I'm currently in a whole different sector, but full time I'm always into farming. So I guess that's just me in short.
Thank you. So tell me about your journey with farming. Farming.
Passion. I was born with a love for that.
Wow.
Yes. More is just that I've done a few short courses here and there. I did organic farming. So when it comes with the passion, it's something that I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
So passion na how you build like what you grew up in a farm or what? Or around farmers?
I grew up mostly around my grandfather. So me being around my grandfather and growing up, you know, when you grew up in areas like Pandamatengas where everything is all about farming. And then you see how other people are passionate about farming and what they are reaping results out of how they are reaping results out of farming. So that's one thing that made me passionate about farming. Plus I've been around people who are mostly farmers. So even if at school I did IT at first, I wasn't really much into it. My heart is here.
Your heart is here. Wow, I love that. So what is your track record with farming? What have you been doing so far with the knowledge, with the skills that you have acquired from childhood and with what you have learned at school?
Literacy at school is just for it's for the convenience of the sake of that we need to understand what we apply to the soil, to the food, in terms of chemicals, in terms of seeds, and knowing the variety, the right ones to plant and all that. Literacy is important, but most important thing that I wouldn't trade for, it's the resilience that you'd have to have as a farmer against any challenges that you encounter, because it's not child's play farming. And it has to come through. It has to come also with the passion or with the love. Sometimes there is nothing that fertilizers or pesticides, there's nothing they can do apart from also you having the love for it, and then you having the patience, you having the alternative creativity to think outside the box. Wow. Otherwise, I guess that will be it.
Hey. Okay, so when would you say you are a farmer yourself?
Yeah, I'm a farmer. I've farmed for quite a lot of people commercially.
I want to hear about those.
I've farmed commercially for a lot of people. I think the biggest farm that I have run in terms of integrated farming,
what is integrated farming?
Where like having a diversified farming type of having chickens, for example, having chickens there, having goats there, having horticultural products there, having some cereals there, some sort of that, more like a combination of not specifically focusing on one, like someone would say, you know, I'm a horticultural farmer, or I'm in what you call dry farming. So someone that does a lot in one, or a whole different sort of farming activities in the same farm. So I've done that commercially, and the largest farm that I've run or I have farmed in, it was a 20-hectare farm. I have farmed potatoes. I've worked with garlic, purple garlic to be precise.
What garlic?
Yeah, purple garlic.
Purple garlic.
Yeah, it's quite more medicinal compared to the normal white one. Okay. And a bit more good in terms of fetching price in the market. And in terms of dry farming, I've worked with a lot of sunflower. I've worked with a lot of millet. I farmed with millet. All the processes of organic farming, use of farming without fertilizers or organophosphates. That's a whole new lesson, or
on its own.
Organophosphates, more like chemicals that don't break down in the system if they got consumed by the body. So it's something that when you go into organic farming, it's one of those things that we consider that you don't use organophosphates or chemicals or fertilizers which are non-organic. And there are things that we call heirlooms. Heirlooms are more like original seeds or original original stuff which is not DNA modified or genetically modified anyhow. So sure, I would say I've been there, done that. done that, done this,
and still doing it, and still
doing it. But now I'm just doing it for passion, to not let the skill fade away. But in the meantime, I'm still doing this part-time, only helping out here and there where I can.
So now, what is your profession like right now? What are you doing full-time?
Right now I'm involved with a company called Terry Trekking. It's a new company. Basically, we are into personal trekking, we are into fleet management, we are into performance monitoring, for cold chain solutions, for farms.
For farms?
Yes. Farms, how I will tell you this. You have in farming or agriculture, we have a lot of combine harvesters, tractors, planters, you know, all sorts of engine,
expensive
pumps, solar panels. So how do I chip in as Elvis from Terry Trekking? We've got systems in place that will tell your engines how long they're gonna run, how much diesel have you consumed against theft, even just to have your asset location each and every time, your tractors, your combine harvesters, your planters. We've got systems that would help your planter to tell you that this can only operate for this next 2 seasons. This planter is due for service. This tractor, the timing belt is about to explode. You know, automated farming and the borehole life shelf, borehole operation life. We've got systems in place. That's why I'm still onto this farming thing, because farming automation machinery, that is one thing also that we are pushing. Goats, cows, being able to remotely locate them without having to worry about badisa and then stock theft. It's also one thing that we are doing right now. So though my heart is here, that I can't deny.
Wow. So Elvis, what is your favorite type of farming? Is it horticultural or?
I would say horticulture, but organic farming specifically. Yeah, I would love to. I would go for heirlooms only, and the organic way to do it only. Yeah.
Wow. And then your type of plants, like what are your favorites and why?
I love herbs.
You love herbs?
I love herbs. I prefer, for example, I prefer rocket salad than lettuce salad. I prefer fresh chili than dry chopped chili. I would prefer rocket. I would prefer basil, dill for my fish, fresh from the garden, than the shop one, powdered ones. So everything, I would say I would prefer the real organic than synthetic from the shops.
Wow. Okay. I don't even have to ask why, because definitely I know organic is much better than the ones that have been tampered with. Wait. What are you saying?
Do you know that the original eggplant is not that purple one that we have?
Hey.
The carrot also is not the red, the usual orange one, the purple one. So
no, don't start.
Seed for that. Just find out, Google heirloom seeds, and then try and find out examples of heirloom seeds. It's hard to find them nowadays.
Serious?
It's very hard to find organic seeds and organic stuff, but it's one of them.
When you're saying hard to find, how can we find them if you really want them?
Most shops which are commercially selling them, because of the market, because of the commercialization of production of food nowadays, everyone is just rushing into cover to beat time, to beat for profit driven, and you know, stuff like that. So with heirlooms, you find they're still there in most with most shops like Landmark, and shops like mostly in SAF, and the other lady called I think she's in Motwane Farms. She also sells heirloom seeds, but heirloom seeds that are there, but that's a bit pricey and a bit hard to find.
Yeah, and they need patience when working with them.
Because one good thing about the heirlooms products, nutritional value, they are not altered anyhow. They're 100% pure. Shelf life, good. Preservation method, way to preserve them for long term or to buy products of them, perfect. So you definitely want to go organic almost on everything. Because, for example, if I plant a tomato here or a green pepper here or a hybrid seed compared to heirloom, the shelf life is not gonna be really be good. It's just going to be fast. The concept of like easy come, easy go. The faster the thing it is, the faster it goes out. So imagine something like you take 6 months to planting it, plowing it. Each shelf life also has to correspond. That's why you see nowadays the normal maize seed that we're used to. We would plant maize, wait for 4 months to harvest. Nowadays we got seeds that after a month already you are harvesting.
What?
And that thing goes to where? To our system. It alters with our DNA. It alters with our lifestyle. So whatever we consume, it goes down there with our blood, and that's why we got cancers, we got hypertensions, we got all these things, because we are eating too much fast processed things against time, because we want to eat, and because we don't have passion, most of us, into farming.
We just want
leading to that.
Abang.
And it's the whole concept of farming. That's why you see farmers. It's farming is not just something that you do over a night and say, I'm a farmer. No. Sometimes you spend sleepless nights in the farm.
So what tool are you using for that?
Here we've made ourselves a homemade hand.
You were saying something about creativity and improvising.
At least it can do the job.
It can do the job.
It can do the job. So the most important thing, don't let the thing of saying, no, this pipe is leaking now, I would leave it. You'd leave it, you're having a water wastage. Rather than you can just take a water band, a rubber band, a tube, wrap it up around, or buy some water glue for pipe, and then you come and seal it instead of leaving the water to leak. When you get things going, because in farming, time waits for no one.
Elvis, let me take you back to our plants, the first ones, and the like. What can we do? What do you think should be the alternative? Like, as a new farmer right now.
I would say this. Look at the market trend, the market segment of Botswana. Everyone is just doing tomatoes, everyone is doing green pepper, this and that and that and that. The first thing you gotta find out, you gotta consider when farming, what do you like and what do you want, and are you in farming for commercial purposes or profit driven? Are you in as passion, as love for farming, and
Obama, don't do that, Mama.
Being able to incur the cost? So there are those who are in there for profit, or those who are into farming because it's farming, they want to do it as part of their life forever. And then there are those who are doing, like I said, only for profit, and mostly for profit and commercially. Those are bound to be successful most of the time because they have plans, they've got systems in place, they've got implementation strategies, you know. But it's one of those things that differentiate those who are doing subsistence farming, because sometimes they'll use times when they want to farm, like it's time for maize, it's time for summer or for autumn, we're going to plant this and that. But for a new farmer, I would definitely say, in short, figure out what you want to farm what is your passion about farming? What do you want to do? Are you going in there for profit, or are you going there to subsidize your having another having other extra income provider, or either you are doing it because you love it, and then definitely your expectation will be different from someone who is doing it on a commercial basis. And also one thing that you should do if you are going commercial, or either you should look at your challenges involved with what you are going to plant, and challenges that are involved with your produce. Where are you going to sell, and is it worth it to spend 50,000 back on for example to spend 5 puller in a plant and then get back 1 puller if you are profit driven? Rather put something that you know that, okay, if you put, for example, I'll take rape, then I'll take rape or spinach and then compare it to tomato. These I can plant a lot of them, and then from maybe 20 trees I'm going to get how much? 50 back, compared to like I can put the same 20 plants of tomato. From 20 of them I'm going to get, instead of 50 kilo, I'm getting 500 back. So you look at all those trends, and then you look at the issues of pests and diseases. If you are going heirloom, are you going commercial, which means you are going to be forced to do fertilizers, to use pesticides. But if you are going organic, where you'll be able to make your own fertilizer extract, being able to do fertilizer extracts from manures, from compost, and those are the things that biological use of maybe other herbs to control nematodes, to control other bacteria that or funguses which are related to plants. So that's also one thing, that because if you put more fertilizers and more chemicals in the soil, you should know that thing, they leach into the soil. And mind you, your water source, which is your borehole, it might be close by, and that aquifer or purification plant, or that aquifer or water source, there is a chance or a high possibility that when these organophosphates or fertilizers or chemicals, when they leach into the soil, they go straight also back to the water source. There is a high possibility chance that along the run, you end up having cases of cancers, issues of some weird diseases that we can't even think of. And then at the end of the day, you start saying you've got cancers, you have this, only to find that it was that
from
time.
the food. And most of us, okay, not most, but some of us who think we're eating healthy and we're vegetarians, I think that's where our downfall will be. You'll be eating a lot of these vegetables and fruits that have been highly, what's the word? Highly fertilized. So what can we do? Are you saying we should mostly venture into organic farming?
Yeah.
Which is your passion?
Yeah.
And risk not getting enough profit?
Now, both organic farming, like right now, the good thing is, I'll give you an example. If the same tomato that you buy, go and buy it in Woolworths. Tell me the price. Why the price of the same tomato bag that you buy is 50 baht for the same pack that you buy 10 plant choppies. Why? Because the other one is organic. It was not, there was no fertilizer used. In choppies, the one that you bought in choppies, it was that one that was being used fast fertilizers, chemicals, what. But organic farming, the costlier it is to do, still the results or the fruits from that labor, it's still enough to sustain it. It's just that the process of patience.
It takes longer. Wow.
With quality. It doesn't come cheap, but it's worth it.
I like that. Okay, so please tell me about how profitable farming is. Is it really... Can I become a millionaire when farming?
You can become a millionaire, or you can become a negative millionaire. You just gotta do it right.
You just gotta do it right. Yeah. What are your tips?
Always be there for the farm.
You should be present.
Always be there for the farm. Because I'll tell you this, whether you are there or not there, but be involved most of the time, know what's there. That's why we can help our farmers also with territory checking, where I'm working with right now. I give a farmer the concept or the real-time access to his farm or his implements 24/7, not just the usual way, old school traditional monitoring of video camera only. No, with automation also being part of the process and also being there by the same thing. But that's most important. Farming doesn't need, it also needs you to have at least the basic knowledge. Of what you are doing. If you are doing your potatoes, know both commercial or modern information about how to farm potatoes, and also know the traditional methods of how to increase their fertility, how to increase the growth rate, in the bulb size, and the varieties. Sometimes it doesn't mean that school or learning, it's only in a class. Yeah. Old folks that we have, they will tell you that potatoes do this, do that, do this. They'll be great, but you wouldn't find that same information in
books.
So you should complement your learning. Learning is not only in a class, and benchmarking is most important.
Benchmarking,
but doesn't mean that when you benchmark, people tend to confuse benchmarking and copy and pasting. That's one problem that people have.
Yeah.
If I see that you are doing great in tomatoes, I also want to go and plant tomatoes. You didn't know that I planted moneymaker, and then you also go and take the same moneymaker. You don't know how I fight the diseases for moneymaker. How the
moneymaker, I believe, is a variety.
The variety, only to find that I've got enough pesticides or biological control that I can fight nematodes on red spider mite and all that, and more and more. And then you just go and do. So it's very key to benchmark, to know the difference between to benchmark and to copy and paste. It's very important.
Oh wow.
Of how to do the certain activity than to copy someone's art that is not within your graft. No, it wouldn't work that way.
All right. Tell me about how much piece of land one would need to really make it in farming. As we can see, I'm doing backyard gardening, but I have dreams for this backyard.
I'll say greens. Even if you have a quarter hectare to do your greens,
quarter hectare,
you're still having having a hectare there with maybe from 1/3 of a hectare, starting with your greens, starting with your herbs. Those things are about money. The problem is the love and the passion and the skill to do them. A lot of people just tend to do the common things which are done by everyone. That is why we have everything is just, we are having saturation of market, because everyone is doing what they are doing. We are failing to do something different, something unique.
So wow, a piece of land is not a problem. It depends on what type of farming you are doing.
How you can utilize this. Like for example, you can have a 50 by 50 structure of tomatoes to plant tomatoes within it. The same person, we can be two of us planting the same tomato in the same shade net, similar things from the same side of the shade net, planting to the other one. I'll give you a scenario. They'll plant tomato only on the ground, above the ground. The other one can just plant it above ground, and then the other one put in the 20-liter buckets overhead, the one that is coming down, and then let it hang down. So from the same 50 by 50, I can have more than 20,000 plants of tomato, and then the other one they have half of it. And you wonder yourself, how did it manage? So it's all about creativity and utilizing the space and the intake nutrients and the output, and fighting and know the management of tomatoes, because the management of that particular crop. Most of the people, they'll say we love farming, and then after you plant, that will be the end of it. That will be the next thing will be just watering, opening water, closing water. You fail to cultivate every day. You fail to thin every day. You fail to
thin. What is to thin?
like a tomato to thin line is like this. When you want the tomato not to sulk or to start bulbing at a later stage and still short like this, you cut all these branches. They are unnecessary. It doesn't focus on yielding here. It focuses on going up and focuses on bulbing up. And then when you leave these other unnecessary shoots, the tomatoes become in stumps, and then they start, there is not enough aeration in between here, and then it starts growing funguses and all that. Hygiene is very important. Management is key.
Okay. Farming is not a joke, you say. Wow, I'm learning way too much.
Mama.
Abang. Okay, Elvis. Okay, Ash, what can you say to young people about farming? Because now we're looking for white collar jobs. We want to be employed, and we want to, just have it the soft way. Maybe not just the soft way, or have it the way we've been taught at school. Get a degree and then get a job. We have a lot of young people who are unemployed, yet they have pieces of land. What can you say to them?
I wish I was them. I wish I was them, having land, has the resources, but now lacking the passion. Only finding out the person has got all the resources, but only passion.
Okay, wait, let's qualify resources, because some are don't really have resources. What are resources? Land and what? What do you need for farming?
If you got land, and water.
And water.
The most important thing is water.
Hey.
Having water in your land is most key. The most valuable thing that you can't do. There is nothing you can do without water. You need water. Even for your daily consumption, even if it's goats or even if it's chickens, they're gonna need water. The most important thing is water.
That's just how basic it is.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy about it.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you can keep talking.
So you find that with organic farming, sometimes it's a bit costly, but also sometimes very
costly because you have to be patient with the plants.
Yeah. It can also be very affordable because you're mostly using natural ingredients or natural resources. Like for example, if I want to contact pests, I can use a normal dishwashing liquid that you always use with ginger mixture, and then spray over the plants. They wouldn't stick to the plant, the contact insects. So it's all about knowing what to do, which is bad against what. For example, stuff like red spider mite and nematodes and what. You plant onion in between tomatoes, you know that you are fighting nematodes for that. So
wow,
it's just something that's why when you say benchmarking and copy and pasting, get to know why this is done and how viable can it be suitable for you. And then you see, for example, this plot, if I have a plot size of this much, instead of me putting spinach, because I'm still doing backyard, then I've got bunches of rocket or bunches of parsley or coriander. These things, they fetch far much good prices in shop, but it's not like they take years to grow. These are herbs of first plant that within a month you harvest. It's just that sometimes people just
don't know what you're doing.
Love for it. Some don't know, they have the experience. Some wish they could know. It's something that we have to develop the love and the passion for.
I think I'm at that stage. I'm developing the love for it. I research about it, and this is why I'm enjoying this interview so much, because I'm learning quite a lot.
There was another in one of my pages, EM Genius, More About Farming by Elvis. You would see me there wearing a bow tie, presenting tomatoes. I will tell you this. I've once shook someone from Triple Z while we were delivering tomatoes together at Square Mart the other time. And this guy looked at me, he's like, what type of water are you using? I told him it was borehole water. And then he looked at my tomato. Compared to the other guys who had came before, he looked at my tomato, the bulb size, the content, the structure. He looks at it, he's like, no, this is different. That is from Botswana, but this is different. Why? Because of these skills that I'm talking about. Management, after planting the seed, you have to make sure that you cultivate, you have to make sure that you prune, you have to make sure that, you know, for all these, if it's biologically driven for pest management control, you have to, it's not a joke. But once you already getting used to it, you get a hang of it, it becomes a lifestyle.
Natural.
It doesn't even bother you anymore. If it means that your program starts at 5 o'clock in the morning every day,
before you go to work, like some of us,
there's nothing like there's no time.
Yeah.
We have to make ourselves available for time, or else we'll find it gone.
Hey.
Some have family, they've got social commitments, they've got community commitments, they've got, but how do they find the schedule for that? You need to read, the other day you have to read, you have to watch, the next thing when you wake up, you have to watch news, you have to check an email, you have to bath, you have to cook, you have to eat, you have to bath clothes, your kids. So you have to be smart.
And passionate. For you to wake up at 5.
And you have to be disciplined, you have to have, or else there is nothing that you can achieve. Time flies nowadays. I'm sure everyone is sure of that.
Okay, so Elvis, do you think that farming is the future? Like,
farming has been there till eternity. Yeah. There is nothing you can do without farming. You eat every day. Even if you bury someone, everyone gets born. The chance that everyone, even the animals themselves, so the cycle doesn't stop. It won't be, it's not like some sort of modern things now, whether modern farming will be, but the concept doesn't still change. Every day people need to eat, whether you are producing from a hydroponic system, how advanced it is, the fact still remains. We will need food every day, like it.
I think I want you to drill a little bit more on advising young people, Sarah. On advising them, where should they start? Like, honestly, I think we can both agree that sometimes when you're unemployed, even the motivation to do things, you don't have it. But then when you're employed, that's the funny thing. And then when you're employed, then you can multitask and do all these funny things and wonder why isn't this one doing this?
The most important thing is for young people is we are fast. We just want everything fast. I think that's also one thing that as a young person I went through that stage where like everything fast cash, fast life. I just want to have money. I tend to forget in the process. I tended to forget who I am, doing things which I was not. I would say now when I look at it back then, some few years ago, I would say I'll be proud of it. But it comes with discipline, and it also comes with having to accept having to accept yourself, who you are, and what you have and what you don't have. Appreciate the little that you have, and ignore fast life. The problem of rushing for fast life, that's why one thing that young people, they can't stay in the farms. Right now I would prefer to be in the farm where it's quiet with my dogs. In the morning I wake up at around 5, I hear the noise of birds, my dogs barking at squirrels. At 5 as early as 5 in the morning, I would walk into the chicken coop, collect fresh eggs, collect fresh rocket salad for my salad, and then get my tomatoes there, come and dash get my onion, everything fresh. And then from there, instead of the one who is exercising, going to the gym, me, I'm working out, I'm cultivating, I'm doing what? I've ate healthy. I'm in an environment where it's all about developing the interest. If you didn't have the passion, you know, you can still make
You can still develop
a resort. That's the problem why you go to Boer farms and then you go to black-owned farms.
Yeah.
Not that I'm racist, but this is one thing I've realized. Because their life, it's mostly focused in the farms. They know where their gold is, where their wealth is. That's why they make their farms look like they are resorts. But us, in our farms, you neglect it. You have millions, you have a very good, brand new looking cruiser. It runs in the city, in the town. Where you're supposed to do the job, where the money is supposed to come from, there is nothing. You only find a shed and food goes there, and your guy who's looking for things, or your shepherd,
or maybe farm manager or something.
There is totally nothing for them. How do you expect to have interest in if you don't put on savings into that?
Wow, I think that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
You know, I'm learning quite a lot.
Farming is boring. The farm is boring. There is no internet. There is no power.
Yeah.
But those are just petty things, you know. That you can have them at the farm if you want. Yeah, you can still have them. Well, if that would be the problem, say there is no internet, there is no what. No. But just because we are after fast life and being seen in the city driving these white collar job, what.
And then
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, you're not. Wow.
I've been there, done that too. Right
Yeah.
now, I'll tell you, being successful, having a farm where you wake up in the morning, your water system, everything is free. You've got free power. You've got solar panel powering you from the sun. You've got food, free food. Though it was costly to set it up, but having everything healthy, nutrition, exercising, working healthy, compared to someone who wakes up and go and spend the whole day, 24 hours, 24/7, sitting on a chair.
Hey. And writing reports. Hi, Elvis. Let me pause. I want to ask you about marketing, Elvis. Marketing. I can have all these tomatoes and not know where to sell them, and my nice organic tomatoes will be sold for 1 bula because they're about to go bad and no one is buying them. How important is marketing and farming, and how can we tackle it? Is that something that I should think about even before I set up a farm, or I can just think about it while I'm on it?
Yeah, business plan that you guys do or everyone does. When doing farming, automatically you should have all the plan. You should see the farm already producing and harvested, everything already to a client before you put anything in the soil. So I'll tell you this, I can sell anything to anyone, but because if I'm putting my mind to it, I put my craft into the soil. I'll make sure that it's different. Even if you are doing the same tomato, the most important thing why people are failing to do it is consistency. Consistency in terms of staggering. If I'm planting tomatoes here, for example, or garlic here, I shouldn't just plant garlic 400,000 at once and then go to Spa and tell them, no, I can give you 400,000. No, I would rather maybe make that 400,000, but maybe in hundreds. This month I give you 100,000. Next month I give you 100,000. This next month, just like that. I'm consistent, persistent delivering, and the quality doesn't change compared to someone that will come after 3 months. I'm bringing that watermelon. Why is there a reason for a client to disrupt their plan with the consistent farmer? For you who are bringing 400,000 at once, which is gonna be spoiled and rotten in their shelves, than someone who will be bringing something subsidized. When it goes bad, he replaces that. And also, people should also stop on planting because everyone does this. Also, one thing to consider, you should consider your environment. Those soil analysis and water analysis, they're important also. You need to understand what can do best in your soil. And whatever that can do best in your soil, make sure that within your market segment, you have a plan, not just too much. You have a plan how you are going to make it more also sustainable, also consistent, because that is most important. And also quality is key. That is the most important thing. When you take to the market, it doesn't matter whether you got 20,000, but when you've got quality, you got your packaging on point, you got your quality produce on point, and you are consistent with your production. Even when seasons are a bit shady, you wouldn't struggle that much, because the other things, clerical work, you can just do that, you can just fill forms and whatnot. But the most important thing, your produce from the farm, is it of good quality? Are you consistent? And are you be able to meet the quantities and your type of farming? That's the most important thing.
Okay.
So worrying about marketing, yeah, you can market this, say, but you have it. Are you consistent? Can you keep up? And also how you sell your product. Sometimes it's very important, because sometimes I would have quality and not have good packaging, or not have good delivery or supply chain value to a customer. So it's a whole different ball game. You don't just look at the business plan and say marketing will do this, will do this. When you're in the ground now,
it's
serious,
different,
because now you'll be forced to bring samples. When you're bringing sample, the chances like you're having the good quality for now. Are you able to keep sustaining your contract? Because we don't want in the middle of nowhere and then we don't have a product. Now we are forced to order from SA. Yet you promise that you can offer us that 400,000. So it's important.
Okay. I know some people who say they want to leave their jobs, that secure jobs, to venture into farming. How is that a good idea? And then also tell me how risky is that? How risky is farming? Can you farming?
As long as I've got water. And
you keep saying wow.
As long as I've got water and land, and exactly you are sure you've gotten the intent to buy from you at least 3 to 5 clients. The walk-ins don't mind about them, because those ones will always come every day. So if you have a guy like if you got a group of companies like certain groups, Spar, Woolworths, or Square or Choppies people around you, at least you'd have a backup for when things don't work out. But who goes into farming have a plan to fail? And farming, you should know that farming, you should be able to be a hard worker, or else if you are a person who wakes up at 10 in the morning, you drink coffee and then you go back to your couch again, know that in farming you won't make it. You need to be a hard worker. So you
wake
need
up at 5.
And you shouldn't rely on your workers telling you that yes, you have done this, it's done. You should always make sure it's done. It's done. You being able to confirm that, or maybe you being part of it. So farming, I would say, it's not something that it's like a business idea or a plan of like I'm going to do car rental competition as a high. No. Everyone, food products every day. There's always a need for farm produce, whether edible or not edible, whether hair food or whatsoever, byproduct of certain farming. You just gotta know exactly what you wanna do, and then have commitments, some sort of binding to from certain businesses, or assurance that immediately when you've got such item, they'll order in bulk. Then you're done. Sure. Sometimes you would just have a hard worker, but a hardworking personnel, but not having the competency, not having the skill or the art, and then it kills your business. And then you ask yourself, but you've been busy cultivating here, working so hard, too much, and then the results not coming. So people have to know exactly what they're into. Sometimes it's better to say work smart, to not work hard only. Always, like everyone say, no, when you work hard, that shows that no, the results are coming. No, it doesn't mean that.
Not guaranteed.
Sweating every day and struggling, while I'm just doing a basic simple concept for myself, knowing that I want this, working in a simple way but smart. I like some diseases. For me to fight that, I will know that I have to keep my plants clean, thinned, pruned, cultivated always, aeration, all that, and then the other person doesn't do all those management practices. He just leave them, water them, fertilize everything, just and then you expect them to be.
And then they go online and post their big farming cars.
When have you seen brewers being in the city, spending time there, wasting their time that I've got a farm than what I'm doing in the farms, doing the craft?
Hey!
Wednesday, Thursday, you need to have some manure now in. Or that is still but one secret about tomatoes, as this one of flower, I stop manure.
Oh, okay.
Once it starts flowering, rather maybe it's very good. You put manure from transplanting. First 2 weeks you are busy fertilizing, watering, cultivating
and thinning
unnecessarily branches, so that it goes a bit high, so that it can come and develop more shoots for fruiting. And then once it started flowering, if you are using fertilizers, then you stop, because it's gonna end up causing the fruits to crack or to burst, because the acceleration of that growth is too much. It's unbearable for the plant. See, I see a lot of loophole into the greens farming, herb farming, for both medicinal purposes and both consumption. There is still a very big loophole. I'm one person who looks farming as in a strategic manner. I look at what is there on the ground and what is supposed to be added on to what is on the ground. So I would say greens farming, mostly microgreens, micro herbs and all that, there's still a big opportunity, because population trend, the urban world, there's a lot of modernized urban businesses that would definitely use greens and herbs and that type of business. That is the loophole, because currently in the market, horticulture, most people are still doing a whole lot of common products, common produce at the same, and the competition is a bit tough and saturated. But microgreens, herbs, medicinal stuff like purple, garlic and ginger and all the likes, there's still a very big loophole, because they still fetch a good price, and they still hard to do because lack of knowledge of most farmers, and the laxity hella to farm them. That's what I would say. And most important thing, you need to be successful in farming. Give farming your almost 90% of your lifetime if you want to succeed. You the one that you need to take chances and say, yeah, if you are going to farm, even if it's backyard, you can still make a lot of money, similar to the same guy who is having a 50 by 50 shade net. Just know what to farm and who's gonna buy it and why are you doing it. And it's common sense. If you are doing what you like, you're most likely to succeed and do well within that. So I wouldn't say farming, there is still any alternative towards farming right now. It's either farming
or nothing.
Because during COVID we saw that everything stopped, but people still continue to eat every day, and the government even still bought a lot of food to show you that whether byproduct or fresh or what, you can't stop eating, and yet farmers also shouldn't stop farming.
Wow, I like that. Thank you so much, Elvis. I've learned quite a lot from you, and Clara smell. And I believe that I'll be putting all those lessons into practice, How much do I have here? How much money do I have? How much money am I going to make from this tomato?
So let's say probably there are 50 plants.
Okay.
50 plants. From 50 plants, they would say each plant is on the river 10 kg a month. So if you've got 10 kg, how much is per kg? Think that. So we would get along the time. I'll teach you how to thin and prune them and how to trellis them. Trellis them to be able to. I guess these are the normal traditional trellising. Where the piñana is so messy and so it's gonna fall. It's gonna be crowded. After this now, and then I'm going to prune them by scissor from there, prune them, and then we put maybe the sticks towards the other end, then run an overhead so that they can bulb from up, down, stuff like that. So it's a matter of knowing your concept, what you want to do, and how alternatively you can do things and be creative. Some other things that I don't learn in school. It's all about seeing an idea and trying it out and then see if it can work.
I've learned a lot, and I'm one person who's still trying to build The show is called AKANYA. AKANYA, Motswana AKANYA. Monana AKANYA. Young people were sitting on gold. Elvis has just said it. All you need is land and water. Passion, you need to be present. You need to know that the boring life that you say is boring, of staying in a farm, is the real deal. You cannot say farming is saturated, because we all need to eat every day. So let us make sure that we think outside the box, we think outside the white collar jobs and go into farming. All you need is what? Land and water. And I believe that you can even start small, like you said, like you mentioned. You don't need a big farm. You need to what? You need a small piece of land that you can start on. Be creative with the piece of land, and definitely you'll be able to make money, millions, right? Yeah. Thank you for watching.